send you a video out of Saturday.
We actually had some. Oh, God. Says what? That's
Disappointing evening, Paul. Your views?
I thought, to be honest, I thought Saturday we was a little bit like it. I thought we wasn't quiet as a unit and as a team, and I thought that carried on to the first half. The shape that we had, or we resembled that we had, wasn't what we've been playing, so it was disjointed. First 5-10 minutes was okay, but the longer the first half went, the more sort of fragile we looked. We wasn't passing well. There was two bigger gaps between the back to the front, midfield to the front, so we didn't link our play up well. Didn't seem to trust each other with our passing, and didn't create enough opportunities. Really didn't create enough. I mean, we've had a shot from Dave from a free kick. We've had chucks turned in the box, but didn't really connect. Maybe one other half chance. Or I know they didn't have a lot, but they scored a goal with a good strike. But that was because we didn't track the runners. So that was a poor goal to give away. I mean, credit to them, they worked their socks off. They did what I would have done, have bodies behind the ball, looked at it on the counter-attack, everything that I thought they may do, and told the boys to expect that. They've got senior boys in there who know this league, who've been around for a bit, and they worked hard and showed a desire and hunger to get something out of the game. And I thought first half is, for me, where we lost it. I know that sounds silly because we didn't score second half, but I think we did. There was more tempo and energy about us, and then as we changed players and got more legs on and brought Kai on and Callum on and Aaron on, they obviously gave more pace and more energy, and they put bodies on the line to stop it going over the line. Fair play to them, but we still didn't create enough.
No, I mean, it's only the last 10 minutes which we really, late
siege. Yeah.
But they were just getting the blocks in. And as you say, I think it was Chuck's shot in the first half and 90 with the free kick. It's the only time the keeper was tested.
No.
Throughout the whole 90 minutes.
And that sums it up. And, similar with Dan, really. Dan's not, other than the goal, Dan's not had to make a save either, It was a poor goal to give away, but we weren't good enough in our possession, our play, and, we were too slow-paced with our passing. It was sort of one to the other, standing on the ball, and whether we were trying to be clever, I don't know. I don't think that. I just think that's the way we sort of played. There wasn't enough hunger, or seemed like hunger and desire in the first half. I do think that changed second half. I did think they'd come out with more energy and desire, and as the half went on, we had more about us, and as you say, the last 10-15 minutes we sort of put them under an awful lot of pressure, but without that little bit of quality to finish it off, and when we did have the shots, it was ricochets and bodies on the line, and can't knock them for that 100%. I'd want the same from any defence. It's a real disappointing day at the office, to say the least.
Do you think the pitch played a part? Because we play on the Astro, we can move the ball quicker. Do you think? But then you should be able to do that.
You've got to play on everything.
Yes,
exactly. That's not an excuse. I mean, admittedly, we had 3-week layoff, and when we had the friendlies, it was on Astro. Then the last 2 league games have been on Astro. So we've literally had 4 or 5 weeks without being on a grass pitch, which is quite unusual. The pitch is a decent enough pitch over here. Yeah, obviously it gets cut up and wobbly, but both sides have got to play on there.
Exactly.
We showed enough in the last 15-20 minutes. If we had had that sort of desire for 60-70 minutes, we wouldn't be sitting here being disappointed. We would have been coming away with another positive result. But maybe it's a little wake-up call. Maybe it's a kick up the backside the team and the group shouldn't need that, because they should be fighting for every point to stay up in the top end of the table. So it means we've got to train and work on things on Thursday to try and put things right Saturday against Barking, who are a decent side. A very tough game, because that they would have been one of the fancied sides with the players they brought in. Obviously they've had injuries, but they would probably see it as an opportunity to try and bounce back, and we've got to see it as trying to get back on our ways again.
As you say, I mean, we've got Barking, then Sudbury, then Stowmarket, so it's a very important 3 weeks coming up now.
So I mean, I look at November. There's an awful lot of games. It's pretty much 2 games a week, and I think the League Cup in there as well now. And probably Essex Senior Cup coming up. You look at that period now. Then there's and the period over Christmas. Always this period up to Christmas is the key point. So the next 10 games really, I guess, is you want to be getting enough points to set your stall out come Christmas. That little intriguing game of Canvies and Averys and everybody over the Christmas period is important. So we've got to just dust ourselves down. We haven't had to do that too often, and just get back on it for Saturday.
And just to the point on our latest signing, Kai Brown, how did that come about? Was that something? Was that us just looking at him, or?
I've known Kai since he was a young lad anyway, so Kai made contact with me several weeks ago, and he had been at Welling and was obviously trying to stay at that level, and I tried to help him out. It hasn't quite worked out, but he wanted to play football, just wants to play football, get himself playing and enjoying football. Obviously he hasn't had a lot of minutes, so we're trying to ease him back in. Obviously Saturday and then today, and he showed some good bits, so he'll be really sort of saying now, look, I want to start now, and you look at him and you look at Callum and even the way Aaron, because Aaron had an off day Saturday, they're all began, well, we want to start, we want to show what we're all about. So, and the boys who started tonight have let themselves down a bit, some of them, and so if anyone gets left out, they've got no arguments because they didn't turn up. So as simple as that.
Just as you said, it's a wake-up call.
Yeah.
It's only a second defeat in 10 games. It's not the end of the world.
No, it's not. But sometimes, there's a way to lose, isn't there? If you've done what we did second half for 90 minutes and we've lost, then you go, fair enough. But we haven't been committed for the whole game, and that's the disappointing thing. I know it happens. We're not going to win every single game in the league. We know that. There's some tough sides out there, and results, all different results happen all the time. It's about looking at ourselves, how we can improve, doing things better. And I say the boys that come off the bench have certainly put themselves in a strong position for looking at the start of the weekend.
Yeah. And finally, I mean, taking nothing away from Great Wakering, you intimated that when we was supposed to be playing about 3 weeks ago. You said they're a good side.
Yeah, no, I watched them. I watched them at Tilbury.
Side.
I've seen them a couple of times this year. For whatever reasons, things weren't quite working for them. I saw them play at Tilbury, and they looked particularly good that night, but lost. And I knew they were no mugs. They've got experienced guys who have played this level for 4, 5, 6 seasons. Unlike Holbridge, were young and enthusiastic. These have a bit more about them and understand it. And what they did, which you will face when you're up the top in most weeks, is a sort of a 4-1-4-1, bodies behind the ball without the ball, but hit you on the break. Strong, aggressive, but in the right ways, and they just fought for their lives. They're down the bottom, so can't knock them at all.
No.
And that, you've got to learn to deal with that when you're up there, and find a way, work your way through it.
Right. So training on Thursday, get them all together, recoup, and then we go.
Yeah, recoup, get everybody smiling again, and you can't let it hang around. You've just got to bounce back. Yeah, just bounce back. It's football. There's lots of things going on in this mad world of ours. But if we, bounce back Saturday and get a right result or performance, that's the first thing. Get a good performance again, and then we can build from there.
Back on Astro, so that will help.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, Paul,
Cheers.
thanks very much, mate.
Bye.